India and New Zealand have signed agreements in areas of double taxation avoidance, food security and sports. In his statement after holding delegation-level talks with visiting New Zealand Prime Minister John Key in New Delhi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said he and Mr. Key discussed ways to further boost trade and investments between the two countries. Prime Minister Modi thanked New Zealand for its support to India joining a reformed UN Security Council as a permanent member and also India's bid for NSG. Pakistan continues provoking India with ceasefire violation in Arispura sector of Jammu and Kashmir, while Indian forces continue giving a strong and a befitting reply. Several Pakistani Ranger posts destroyed in retaliatory fire by BSF. Government chalks out contingency and compensation plan for those affected by shelling along the LOC. Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Venkaiah Naidu has strongly condemned the terror attack in Quetta causing loss of 60 lives. Naidu says Pakistan should realize that using terrorism as a state policy is suicidal. Urges Pakistan to dismantle its terror camps and hand over the 26/11 attack perpetrators to India. Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Rajyavardhan Rathore today said that the government is working to reform film certification process so that use of scissors is limited as much as possible. Speaking at an event organized by CII in New Delhi, the minister said the government is clear that freedom of expression must be encouraged and any restriction should be in line with constitution. Amid a bitter power struggle in ruling Samajwadi Party, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav today met Governor Ram Naik and briefed him on the prevailing political situation in the state. Triggering speculation in political circles, Akhilesh paid a sudden visit to Raj Bhavan, where he was in the middle of a meeting with party legislators and seniors. Meanwhile, BJP hits out at Samajwadi Party, BSP and Congress for the sorry state of affairs in the state. In huge relief to senior BJP leader and former Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa, a special CBI court acquitted him along with his two sons and son-in-law in a 40 crore rupees kickback case related to illegal mining. The court also exonerated 9 other accused in the kickbacks case, which had cost Yediyurappa his chief ministership in 2011, following indictment by the then Lok Ayukta Santosh Hegde. The toll in Malkangiri encounter mounted to 28 after 4 more bodies were recovered from the forest away from Maoist camps. Odisha's Home Secretary has stated that some of the slain Maoists were members of the RK group, adding 18 of the 28 bodies have so far been identified. Nudging Pakistan to take action against terror safe havens, the US has said Pakistan can contribute to regional stability by acting against militants on its soil who attack its neighbors. State Department spokesman John Kirby told reporters that fighting against terrorism in South Asia requires common, comprehensive and collaborative solutions. Pakistan's Quetta city came to a standstill today to mourn the 61 young cadets killed by Islamic State terrorists at a police training academy in one of the deadliest assaults in the restive Balochistan province. The streets wore a deserted look and people's faces were somber a day after the tragedy struck the provincial capital. In Afghanistan, terrorists linked to IS jihadists abducted and killed around 30 civilians in central Afghanistan, raising concerns about the group's expanding presence beyond its eastern stronghold. The killings occurred late on Tuesday north of Firozkoh, the capital of Ghor province, with the local government calling it a revenge attack after a local IS commander was killed. The government of Kyrgyzstan resigned after the president's party quit the ruling coalition, sparking fears the Central Asian country could plunge into instability. President Almazbek Atambayev's Social Democratic Party left the 4-party ruling coalition on Monday after its other members did not back constitutional reforms. Philippine President Duterte has said that he wants US troops out of his country in the next 2 years and is willing to scrap defense pacts with longtime ally Washington if necessary. The comments follow a series of anti-American tirades by firebrand leader who has repeatedly attacked the US while cozying up to Beijing, appending his nation's foreign policy in comments that have sometimes been quickly retracted. Paul Beatty has become the first American author to win the prestigious Man Booker Prize for The Sellout, a caustic satire on US racial politics that has earned him comparisons with the likes of Mark Twain and Jonathan Swift. The novel, described by the judges as shocking and unexpectedly funny, tells the story of an African-American man who attempts to assert his identity, ironically by reintroducing slavery and segregation in his Los Angeles neighborhood. Space agency NASA has planted lettuce on the International Space Station to learn how to grow fresh food in space, which may help prepare astronauts for the future manned mission to Mars. Astronomers are using a plant growth system called Veggie for their experiment. The VEG-03 crop will be Veggie team's first on-orbit attempt at a new repetitive harvest technique called cut and come again. The Indian cricket team and its premier spinner Ravichandran Ashwin held on to their numero uno status in the latest ICC Test rankings for teams and bowlers. India led the team's table with 115 points ahead of arch rivals Pakistan with 111 and Australia with 108. England were at the 4th place, followed by South Africa, Sri Lanka, New Zealand, West Indies and Bangladesh, and Zimbabwe completing the list.